Hello, everybody. I got some first quarter acquisitions to recap. Initially, I wasn't going to buy any cards really at all in the first quarter because I'm all about saving for the National. And I was saving up for Beckett. Every March, they do a half off baseball special for authentication, and they never announced it. So I took about half the money I had saved for that, slash for the National, and put it towards some affordable cards so I could still have fun and still save at the same time. That's the theory at work anyway. A lot more modern here than I'm used to getting. And I think that's because I know when I'm at the National and have the bigger budget, that's what I'm going to be looking at. And I typically don't even look at modern tables at all. So I figure if I'm going to spend money on eBay, modern is the way to go. And so that's why the bulk of what you're going to see is modern. This first thing is actually not even a card, but it's artwork. And I'm happy to get my first original piece from Reindeer Studios. Scott, he's doing his If He Were in Charge of Diamond Kings cards this year. And it's been a great series. And of course, I knew Julio would be the Mariner when the Mariners came around because he's their best player. And I knew I was going to get it. But Scott hit a home run by incorporating the Trident celebration in this, which I love so much. He, of course, had to have some fun with me with the green tape. If you're not familiar with that, it goes back several years now. He started something when there wasn't something. I like blue tape and he likes green. Somehow we're still best friends. And this, I mean, it might affect this Etsy review, but because he put the pull tab, which you can all learn from, by the way, that's probably going to salvage that review. So this could not have turned out better. I love it. It's going right on the wall. For now, it's going to go right here because there may be something on the way that's similar to this that I'm going to want like a matching frame for. So, keep your eye out for that. Let's get it up there, then we'll do the cards. Hey, it looks pretty good. It's a little small back there, but it's a ways off. And I had to get the rest of that green tape off there. But we got that done. So now on to cards. Like I said, most of my focus, if I'm buying off eBay, is going to be modern because I know what to expect condition-wise. And my vintage, I really like to buy in person. That being said, they're not all vintage, but let's get on with it. If I'm buying modern cards, they're generally going to be Mariners cards or something that fits into one of my sub-collections. There's two things I love for modern cards. Gold Topps number to the year and pink chrome refractors. So you're going to see some of that here. First one is from 2023. One of my favorite young Mariners stud pitchers. He's having a great spring training. He's basically their number 4, but they're expecting him, and I'm expecting him to do great things. It's Bryce Miller. And this one's already slabbed up at a fine 9, saving me some money. And I really like this. The scan, it actually looked worse than it does in person because it was like a high resolution. So when I got it, I was kind of surprised. It actually looks better to the naked eye than it did in the scan. So that's a bonus there. And love me some Bryce Miller, and I expect him to have a huge year. Mariners have one of the best pitching staffs in the sport. So there's a gold. What else did I say I liked? Pink chrome. So here is a Cal Raleigh, who is another one of the current Mariners I just really like. The 2022 rookie. Moving on, another pitcher. My other boy, 2023. This is a purple. Not my favorite. I do like them. But I already have the pink in this. I already have the gold. And I have the base in a 10. So I figure let's just keep going. Got to see him play minor league ball, met him in person. Really like how he pitches, how he handles himself on the mound. He's working on his PR, how he things he says, and how he deals with people. He'll get there. 2021, our number 3 pitcher, Logan Gilbert, a pink wave. Now, why the wave and not just a pink, Eddie? Good question. I'm glad you asked. For update in 2021, they only did pink wave. I prefer regular pink, but this looks nice, and this one is super, super sharp. Is that focused? It's super sharp, and I think that's going to go in my outgoing SGC stack. That would look really nice. Okay, did I say we're starting with newest and going oldest? Well, we are. We are down or up to 2007. This year is the year of Ichiro. Buy your cards now. I don't expect a huge bump, but of course, he'll be going into the Hall of Fame. He'll be elected in January of 2025. And these cards are beautiful. If you've never had one in person, the E-Tops. This is a 2007, and it's patterned after an 86 Tops. And I've seen people in YouTube videos asking about E-Tops, how it worked. And I did E-Tops, so I can enlighten you a little bit. If you imagine card purchase strictly online, like a Project 2020, you buy it at a flat rate, just like a Project 2020, but they don't print a physical card yet. You can buy and sell and trade them like stocks through eBay and transfer them in a portfolio. And then when you decide you want a physical card, you cash out your credit and they send you this. And then now you can no longer buy, sell, and trade the e version of that card. So when E-Tops finally folded, people owned cards that weren't printed yet. They just printed everything and shipped everything they owed to everybody and shut down the website. So someone had bought this card in 2007 at IPO at just a set price and eventually cashed it out. And this one has a print run, serial numbered to 749. And there it is on the back. And these are really cool cards. That was a fun program. I participated for a while, but unfortunately at that time I was in the sort of money-making mindset. And I don't even know like really where the other cards are, but I'm happy to get that each row. And it looks really, you really have to see them in person to be able to appreciate them. We are all the way back to 1993. I have been talking about trying to find this card for a long time. Every time one got listed, it went for more than what I wanted by about 10 bucks. Finally, I decided if I could get one 25 and under, I would just buy it, either buy it now or an auction. And a couple started trickling onto eBay. There was some that are listed from ComC, which are in the 40s, and that was more than I wanted to go. But I got one, and now that I have the 93 Provisions Andy Van Slyke, I have the complete Provisions master set for baseball. I'm still working on the other sports. But eventually, I need Andy Van Slyke to do a private signing so I can get some ink on this. But exactly my ceiling for this card, $25. I got this and really happy to get it. And for whatever reason, the 93s are way, way, way harder than the other years. They were short printed or had a lower insertion ratio. And there's only 6 cards, but it took me years to find them all. Most of them go for closer to 15, but the Van Slyke is easily the hardest. So 20 to 30 is the low end for that one. But I got it now, so really awesome. John P. Collects Sets did a great video a couple weeks ago about 1991 Tops. Why do I like this set so much? And then he went on to explain why. First off, I agree. For this set, Tops took their photography, I think, to the next level, rather than just, guys at spring training, with a pose bat on their shoulder. They really went out of their way to find like cool shots and make the cards kind of unique. I mean, is there anyone that doesn't love the Roger Clemens from this set? Or he mentioned the Griffey, which is really awesome as well. This one I really like because it's for the Knuckleball collection, and it happens to be a Desert Shield card, so a little bit of a chase card. And battersbox.net listed this on eBay, and I started watching it. Had to be a year and a half ago, and I think it was $10. And I sent a message saying, "Hey, would you take like 7 or something?" And so we priced our cards the lowest that we can price them. And so I left it on my watch list. And every couple months, it would drop down by about 50 cents. And it finally got to $4 last month. I'm like, you know what? Let's buy this thing. And I really like this. Is just another great photo. I like how he's framed. I always love this little border violation that they did with this set. I think that's one thing that makes it stand out. And I have loved 91 Topps for a long time. As a matter of fact, here's your evidence that I was a cool card collector way back in 1991. There's me opening a box. And I wasn't just a cool card collector. I was a cool guy in general. Check out the Quicksilver shirt, the flat top haircut, stoned wash jeans. I had it all going on. So sorry I took all the girls from all of you and all the cool cards. But that's the way I was. I was born that way. I couldn't help it. Now we are finally into our vintage era. I just have a few things here. I have a 73 and a 64 Orlando Cepeda, mid-grade. And I got these because I collect both these sets autographed. And I want to try to get a couple more Cepedas before it's too late. Not to be dark, but he's getting on, and they're $20 per. And there's one more I need to get for 64 with him and Willie Mays. I think I want to get that too, and just send off $60 and be done with it. So hopefully, I don't know, by the end of the summer, I'll be able to say that I've done that and got those back. That would be super cool. This one I got to be part of a VR that I never got to make. I had 2 VRs, unfortunately, that I let lapse, and I've been busy and there's other stuff going on in my life. But I wanted to get a historic card of something that happened on my birthday. So this is a 33 Churchman's Howlers of Henry VIII. And these Howlers cards are supposed to be like kind of comical or funny or witty or goofy. And on the back, it mentions how poorly he treated his wives. And it mentions that he used to iron his clothes on Anne Boleyn. And I don't know if that's true, but he did marry Anne Boleyn on my birthday, which was part of the VR, something historic that happened on your birthday. And I wrote the year down here, 1533. I didn't have it memorized. I have notes over here. Sorry, I'm a cheater. I'm a cheater. Last card for now, oldest card. I've been looking for a affordable copy of this card for a while. The ones that have been hitting eBay have been either buy it nows that were too high or they were too nice for me to reasonably afford. So I'm really happy to get another T218, this time Sam Langford. And this is pretty rough. It looks good just to glance at, which is typically what you do with cards. Some paper loss on back. It's a Hassan back, which I believe are a little more scarce than the Mecca. And this card goes beautifully with the Jack Johnson and the Joe Jeanette. And now I have 3 of the great black boxers from the early 1900s. The other one is Sam McVeigh, who these 4 just fought each other all the time, beat up on each other until Johnson won the white belt, and then he wouldn't fight them anymore. But Sam McVeigh does not have a T218, so I need to get something else of his. Hopefully something I can find at the National. Another good example of I'll get it when I see it, and I don't necessarily want to get everything on eBay. But I got these on eBay, and that's my first quarter review. I'm not going to buy any more cards for the foreseeable future. back to saving up, and wish me luck on that. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what did you like the best. There's a lot of variety here. You got modern pink. You got a cool Ichiro E-Tops thing, some vintage, 60s vintage. Howler. I don't think it's really all that funny how he treated his wives, but I'll let you decide. Until next time, that's it. Remember, we don't count subscribers, we count friends.